What are the best team building activities for my remote or hybrid team? The answer is easy, but it's also complicated. Ask Burk, let's go. Welcome to Ask Burk, where we answer one question about leadership or teamwork or remote work, and we do it in one take. For this episode, Sarah in Atlanta asks, what are the best team building activities I can do with my remote team? And as I said in the intro, this answer is complicated. The reason is that the right answer is none. Team building is not an activity, and there aren't really solid team building activities that you can do on Zoom. Those recommendatory Zoom escape rooms and do-it-yourself ropes courses, I don't even know how you do that on Zoom. They're fun, they're a good way to kill time, they're maybe a good way to blow off steam, but they're not actually building the team. We know from the research, even before the pandemic, that the best team building activities are the ones that actually have a transfer in habits from the activity to the day-to-day work. And just because you beat an escape room on a team doesn't mean your communication, your collaboration, or your sense of shared understanding is going to get any better. Now, that doesn't mean you're without hope. Don't click away from the video. I am going to give you a couple things to do. When we look at the research on how teams bond, what we find is that the big overlooked thing over the last year and a half in this great work from home experiment has actually been buffer times, unstructured times where teams have non-work conversations. We miss the water cooler. We miss just interacting with each other and learning about each other and building what in psychology research we sometimes call uncommon commonalities. Now you can do that as an activity. I wouldn't invite people to just hang out on Zoom for an hour. We do enough of those meetings. But if you wanted to do a regular monthly shared meal, for example, or you wanted to engage one-on-one with your people, one different person every week in a virtual coffee chat or a fika, which I've talked about a lot in my book, Leading From Anywhere, that's a great way to do it. Even better would be just to look at the meetings that we're already having and how can I build some buffer time into that? How can I build some time for people to sort of self-disclose and have these non-work conversations? Now, I look at that. The easiest way to do that is to get in the habit of jumping on that Zoom call early. So the meeting scheduled for 10 o'clock, let people know you'll be on at 9:45, 9:50, not just to check tech, but to hang out with anybody who's there. This is like what we did back in the day when our meetings were all in person. People who arrived at the conference room early got to know each other, got to have random conversations, sometimes non-work and sometimes coordinating the work. If you do need a lot of structure, if you feel like your team is probably not going to jump on the call early, then the other thing you could do if you have a regular recurring meeting is something that helps people sort of self-disclose to the extent that they're comfortable. So this could be a virtual tour of their new remote office, right? What are you working with? What keeps you productive? Or one of my favorite activities is sometimes called 3 snaps, where you encourage a different person every week or every time there's a regular meeting to share 3 photos from their life and why they matter. And over time, we learn about the other person, but we also learn what we have in common with that person. Uncommon commonalities are the beginnings of friendships, and we know from the research that work friends make us more productive. When we're looking to actually build teams and build bonds into teams and do team building, we didn't actually ever need those ropes courses and the trust falls. We just needed uncommon commonality. And now you have 3 different ways that you can build those uncommon commonalities. Call it team building activities if you want on your remote team. Hey, thanks so much for watching this quick video. If you liked it, I have a more in-depth video on why team building is a habit. I'll put the link below this description. And if you really liked it, make sure you are following or subscribed so that you never miss a new episode of Ask Burk. And if you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments below. Maybe we'll use it in a new episode, but you won't know unless you hit the button to subscribe or follow. So make it happen.